In this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 topics that you can use to keep your conversation flowing with absolutely anybody. This psychological hack that I'm going to share with you is known as the F.O.R.D method, and it is a proven method to ensure that you can never run out of conversation no matter who you talk to. In fact, I've been teaching people conversational skills for over 10 years at this point, helping them network with people that have never met before and yet are capable of having easygoing, flowing conversation that you never run out of. And now one of the reasons that you're going to want this is because it can help you with networking to improve your career, to meeting somebody or ensuring a first date doesn't go badly, or maybe even helping you out at a family or even a high school reunion where you're hanging out with people that you haven't spoken to for years. You want to make sure that conversation doesn't run dry. The F.O.R.D method is very simple. Each letter in F.O.R.D gives you a different topic to talk about. The first one, F, is for family. Remember this, throughout the entire technique that I share with you, the most important conversation that everybody's going to want to have is about themselves. While you may have some entertaining stories about your own family, which you can use to encourage somebody to talk about theirs, the reality is they're going to be much more interested in telling you about their family and having you listen to them. So if you want to make sure conversation flows, an easy way to do it is to tell a funny story about a family member you know, and then pause and wait while they share a story about their own family with you, and encourage them to keep talking about other members of their family. By keeping the topic on family, you're going to ensure that they're talking about something that they have plenty to talk about and probably have some funny stories that you might find interesting and enlightening as to their personality as well. The second letter in F.O.R.D, obviously being O, is for occupation. And most people can't wait to talk about their occupation. The reality is most of us work 40 to sometimes even 60 hours per week, depending on what career you have, and that makes up the bulk of the time that you're out doing things. It often makes up the bulk of the social life that people have as well, and so the reality is it's where they're going to be able to find the most of their conversation. By talking about your career and ultimately the other person's career, you're going to find that that conversation flows very easily. However, word of warning, when you first meet people, bringing up career can often be seen as kind of like a taboo subject. People who are successful don't often want to talk about their career with people they don't know in case they're judged because, they're successful, and people that don't enjoy their career may not want it to be the first topic of conversation. I tend to, even though occupation is second in F.O.R.D, I tend to leave this to be the last topic once I've had a few other conversations with somebody. The next letter, being R, is for recreation, and this is where you're going to have a great deal of conversation with somebody. Talking about people's hobbies is one of the easiest ways to get to know them. In fact, in my career, a lot of people try talking to me about different aspects of psychology or networking or growing a business because that's what they want to learn from me, which of course comes under occupation. And while I can talk about that subject for a very long time, and I enjoy the subject, it is nowhere near as fun as talking about my recreational hobbies and things that I do with my friends and family. I'm a pretty big supporter of making sure you have a healthy hobby life and a healthy social life, and you can use that for recreation to ensure that you're spending time with good friends and family. And I think it's important to find a good balance in your life. And the people that I meet that connect with me on my recreational habits are much more likely to find a deep conversation with me than talking about the stuff that I do every single day at work. The final letter, D, is probably the most important one of all. It stands for dreams. And this is the easiest way to ensure that the first time you meet somebody, you have a mind-blowing conversation that they're actually excited about having with you. Now, some people rely on techniques and tricks to try and keep a conversation flowing, but nothing is going to make a conversation flow better than when somebody's talking about something they truly care about. And the thing that most people care about is their dreams. And an easy way to get talking to somebody about their dreams is to simply use this phrase. And you know what? When people first meet each other, they always have the same conversations. They talk about work or they talk about their friends or what have you. But the reality is most of us tend to care about something deeper. So I've got this thing I do that whenever I meet somebody, I always say to them this following phrase. I'm curious, in the next 5 years, what's the one big thing that you want to achieve? So what I do is I use that entire phrase, literally telling someone that the way that I meet new people is to talk to them about what their big dreams are. This is great because it allows somebody to talk about 5 years of their life, the big things that they hope to achieve, whether it's buying a house, starting a new career, having a baby, whatever it is, they're going to share it with you. And remember, this is the conversation that they want to be having. It's the thing that they enjoy talking about most with their loved ones. It's the thing that they really care about. And if you talk about a topic that they really want to talk about, then you're going to find that conversation flows so easily that you don't don't need to remember any strange tricks or gambits or tell me more. You don't need any of those, strange psychological words to get someone to keep talking, because the beautiful thing is somebody is sharing something with you that they're passionate about. And if you hear something they're passionate about, you're going to have one of the best conversations with that person that you've ever had, and you're going to know what drives them at that core. And by knowing that, you're going to know who they really are deep down, and that's going to make it that much easier to connect with them and then move on to those other topics, talking about family and what do they think about those dreams, or how they're going to transition from their job into doing whatever their dream is. It naturally flows into the other aspects of the F.O.R.D method. But the real question is, what do you do with this? Okay, great. You can start a conversation with absolutely anybody. So how do you use that? The reality is one of the best ways to use this is for networking. Whether that's networking to build your social life, networking to meet somebody to fall in love and settle down with, or networking to boost your career or even promote your business. The reality is using the F.O.R.D method to network is probably one of the best things you can do. But networking is a little bit more complicated than just having conversations. For example, you've got to make sure you're in the right place, you've got to know how to start those conversations, and then of course, you've got to know how to add that person to your life to keep it going so that the two of you have successfully networked and, joined social networks together. What we've done to help you with your networking is create a psychological masterclass to help you learn the best methods to network in your own life. Now, you can get access to this masterclass completely for free via our website, psychologyhacker.com/7hacks, which we've placed a convenient link beneath this video that you can click on. It will take you straight through to that page. And as I said, you can get that masterclass completely free of charge. While you're waiting for that masterclass to download, you may want to watch the next video in our series, which talks about the secret to being social. And please, if you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking like and sharing it with your social network so others can get the benefit of watching this video. Thanks ever so much, and I'll see you in the next video.